Did you know that dogs have a sense of time? Curious, isn't it? Just like you and me, our furry friends have a way of knowing when it's time to eat, time to play, or even when it's time for us to come home. Now, they don't have fancy wristwatches or digital clocks, but they do have their own special way of keeping track of time. You see, dogs are creatures of habit. They love routines and often base their day around them. So when it's time for their morning walk, they might start wagging their tail or pacing around the door. They know it's time to go out and have some fun. And it's not just walkies. They can also tell when it's meal time. You may notice that your dog starts to get excited and hover around their food bowl when it's about dinner time. That's their internal clock telling them it's time to eat. But there's more to a dog's sense of time than just routines. Have you ever noticed that your dog seems to know when you're about to come home? Some dogs will sit by the window or the front door, eagerly waiting for their human to return. This isn't just a lucky guess. Research shows that dogs can actually predict when their owners are due home, again, thanks to their sense of routine and time. This understanding of time passing is not something we humans have taught dogs. It's an innate skill that they have developed over thousands of years. It's part of what makes dogs so unique, and it's just one of the many reasons we love them so much. So next time your dog starts wagging its tail just before dinner, remember, they know what time it is. Ever wonder why dogs are always sniffing around? It's because they have an incredible sense of smell. Picture this. If our human noses were to compete in a smelling competition with a dog's nose, we would lose by a long shot. This is because a dog's sense of smell is thousands of times better than ours. It's like comparing a tiny candle to a giant lighthouse. Now, what makes a dog's nose so amazing? Well, the secret lies in the sheer number of scent receptors they have. We humans have about 6 million of them, which sounds like a lot, right? But wait till you hear this. Dogs have up to 300 million scent receptors. That's like having a super-powered nose. Dogs use this incredible sense of smell in many ways. Have you ever lost a favorite toy and couldn't find it no matter how hard you looked? A dog could find it in a flash just by sniffing out its scent. But it's not just about finding lost toys. Dogs can even track people. That's why they're often used in search and rescue missions. They can sniff out the unique scent of a person, even if they're miles away or hidden under rubble. And here's something even more astonishing. Dogs can use their sense of smell to detect certain diseases. Medical detection dogs are trained to sniff out certain cancers, diabetes, and even malaria. Their noses are so sensitive, they can pick up on tiny changes in a person's scent caused by these diseases. So, the next time you see your furry friend sniffing around the backyard or wagging their tail at the park, remember, they're not just being nosy. They're exploring the world in a way that we humans can barely imagine. They're finding lost toys, tracking invisible trails, and maybe even saving lives, all with the power of their amazing noses. So when you see a dog sniffing around, they're not just being nosy, they're exploring the world in their own special way. Just like humans, did you know that dogs too have their own unique fingerprints? Yes, you heard it right. But let's clear up a little mystery first. We're not talking about their paw prints. While they're cute and all, they're not as unique as you might think. What we're really talking about here is their noses. That's right, the cold, wet, and sometimes a little bit tickly part of a dog that sniffs everything in sight. Every dog's nose is a fascinating world of lines, patterns, and ridges, and no two dog noses are the same. They're as unique as snowflakes. Just like our human fingerprints, each dog's nose print is a one-of-a-kind pattern, and these patterns can be used to identify them. But, you might ask, how can we see these patterns? Well, it's not like we can just ask a dog to press its nose onto an ink pad and then onto a piece of paper, right? In fact, that's exactly what some people do. It might sound a bit funny, but with a little bit of harmless, pet-safe ink and a piece of paper, you can capture a dog's nose print. And why would we want to do this? Well, just like humans use fingerprints to solve mysteries and identify people, nose prints can be used to identify dogs. This can be especially useful if a dog is lost or stolen, but don't worry, You don't need to start a doggy detective agency right away. While it's a cool fact, most of us prefer to identify our dogs the old-fashioned way, by their adorable faces, unique personalities, and the special bond we share with them. So, next time you're giving your dog a little nose boop, remember, you're touching a unique masterpiece, a special print that's one of a kind. Just like every dog is unique in their own special way, their noses are too. So, each dog is truly one of a kind, just like you and me. If you think dogs see the world in black and white, think again. You might be surprised to learn that dogs do see in color, but not in the same way that we humans do. We have a whole rainbow of colors to enjoy, from vibrant reds to lush greens and everything in between. On the other hand, our furry friends have a bit of a different view. It's like they're looking at the world through a different set of color filters. Dogs see more blues and yellows, but reds and greens, not so much. It's not that they can't see them, it's just that they perceive them differently. Reds may appear as a brownish gray and greens as a kind of light yellow. So how does this work? Well, it's all about the eyes. Humans have 3 types of color receptors in our eyes, which allow us to see a wide range of hues. Dogs, however, only have 2. This means they can distinguish blue and yellow, but reds and greens are a bit of a mystery to them. Now you might be wondering, why do dogs see the world this way? It's all about survival. You see, in the wild, being able to spot a blue sky or a yellow sunrise could mean the difference between finding food and going hungry. Reds and greens, on the other hand, aren't as important for a dog's survival. This doesn't mean that dogs can't enjoy a colorful world. They might not see the same rainbow we do, but they have their own unique view. And who knows? Maybe in their eyes, the world is even more beautiful. So, next time you're picking out a toy for your dog, you might want to choose something blue or yellow. They'll probably be able to see it better and enjoy it more. So, when choosing toys for your dog, remember they might prefer something blue or yellow. Did you know that dogs have their own language? And no, it's not all barking. Just like us, dogs have a variety of ways to express their feelings and intentions. They don't need words because they're experts at nonverbal communication. This means they use their bodies, not their voices, to say what they're thinking and feeling. Let's start with the easiest signal to read, the wagging tail. Most of us think a wagging tail means a happy dog, but that's not the whole story. A tail held high and wagging fast might mean a dog is excited or agitated. If the tail is low and wagging slowly, the dog could be nervous or unsure. Ears are another important part of dog communication. When a dog's ears are pricked up, they're usually alert and focused on something. If the ears are laid back against the head, it could mean the dog is scared or feeling submissive. And then there's the ultimate sign of submission, rolling over. When a dog rolls over and exposes its belly, it's saying, "I trust you and I'm not a threat." It's a dog's way of showing respect and trust. But dogs don't just communicate with other dogs. They also communicate with us, their human friends. For example, when a dog brings you its favorite toy, it might be inviting you to play. If a dog leans against you or puts its paw on you, it's often a sign of affection, like a doggy hug. Remember, every dog is different, and they all have their own unique ways of expressing themselves. Some dogs are more vocal, using barks, growls, and whines to communicate. Others might rely more on body language. It's all about getting to know the individual dog and understanding its unique language. So, next time you see a dog, watch closely. They might be trying to tell you something. So, dogs are not just our best friends, they're also pretty amazing, aren't they? We've learned that they have a unique sense of time, an incredible sniffing ability, and a nose pattern as unique as our fingerprints. Plus, they don't just see in black and white, they can see colors too. And let's not forget their extraordinary communication skills. Next time you see a dog, remember these fascinating facts. Who knew our furry friends were so full of surprises?